If you've been thinking about starting Amazon FBA in today's day and age, chances are you've probably already overwhelmed yourself with questions. What product should I sell? How much money do I need? And isn't Amazon too competitive already? Most beginners never get past this stage. They spend weeks researching, stressing, and second guessing themselves. And they quit before they even make their first sale. But here's probably what you don't know. The easiest way to start isn't complicated, it's not expensive, and it's definitely not what most people think. And here's the crazy part, Amazon actually gives you the clues for free. Every single day, thousands of products are already proving themselves on the marketplace. The demand is right in front of you. The only difference between the sellers who make it and the ones who don't is whether or not they're able to read the obvious signs. Once you learn how to do that, you don't have to waste hours scrolling or gambling with your life savings. You can start small, move quickly, and build momentum. And this is why starting Amazon FBA today is actually easier than ever before. You don't need a warehouse and you don't need to invent something brand new. You just need to know how to spot products that people are already buying, send them into Amazon, and let FBA handle the rest. That's how you go from zero to your first sale, and then your first sale to building a business that grows every month and doing it from anywhere in the world. So this will be the last beginner's guide that you need to watch to hit the ground running and start making remote income with Amazon. Just promise me that you'll stick with it. Trust me, it'll be worth it. Now, let's get you started with Amazon FBA, and this is by far the easiest way to start, so have a pen and paper, get your notes ready, and I'm gonna walk you through step by step of how to start. And remember, I've been doing this for 3+ years, so I've made every single mistake that you can possibly make with Amazon. And this is my pro recommendation after doing $2 million in sales to say, start here if you want to get your quickest way to 0 to 10K per month, okay? So section 1, we're going to talk about online arbitrage. So you have to start Amazon FBA with online arbitrage. And if you've ever heard of Amazon FBA, there's a few different methods, right? So there's online arbitrage, there's wholesale, and there's private label, and there's retail arbitrage as well, which is basically the in-person way of doing online arbitrage, okay? But online arbitrage is basically just buying discounted products, ship them to Amazon, and sell them for profit, okay? It's pretty self-explanatory. Now, all you're doing is arbitraging or taking advantage of one website selling the price at $20 and Amazon selling it at $40, right? And people pay for the speed and shipping and the service of Amazon. So online arbitrage has been the oldest business model that's ever existed on Amazon, and it's by far the easiest. You don't need a business, you don't need a lot of money, and you don't need a lot of knowledge. You just need to know how to read the charts to do it right. So it's the easiest and best business model to get started in, and I have a lot of videos on online arbitrage and how to product source and how to get started with it, okay? But that's the entry point into it, okay? So it's the best entry point into Amazon because it's beginner friendly, low startup costs, and you don't need a warehouse. You literally can do it from anywhere in the world. So basically you work with a company and you ship the products from your supplier. It could be Walgreens or any other retailer. And you ship it to the prep center, and the prep center ships it to Amazon, and then you sell the product as you have your inventory in stock at Amazon. And like I said, it's low startup costs. You don't need a lot of money to send into, buy inventory. You can just start with, $500 to $1,000 and test a few products, buy some inventory, see the success, and continue to rinse and repeat it, right? But it's just, you don't need a business, you don't need a tax ID, a tax permit, insurance, none of that. You basically open up a seller account and get it going. Now, the second thing is selling products that you're auto-ungated in. So if you're new to Amazon and understanding what gating is, so some brands and categories require approval. So again, Amazon has to keep the integrity of the marketplace, meaning they have to ensure that the customers, right, just like you and I, who probably shop from Amazon FBA or from Amazon every day, we have to, receive good service, right? Good, authentic service from the company. That's how they've grown so fast and everybody loves them. So they gate new sellers in certain brands or categories or products. So that way you basically have to prove to Amazon that you're an authorized or official authentic seller on the marketplace. And the way you do that is literally just selling on the marketplace over time. So after you get your first 1,000 in sales, after your first 5,000, 10,000, Amazon starts to allow you to sell more products. And people really mess up in the early days because they want to get auto-ungated or ungated on the big brands like Nike or Adidas, and there's no point to do that. Just start selling the products that Amazon allows you to sell day one, start getting some sales history, and then over time, they're going to open you up to more categories and brands. I've been doing this for, a little over 3 years now, probably around 3.5 years. And, I'm pretty much auto-ungated or able to sell like 99% of the products on the marketplace. So just stick with it, be consistent, and, it's going to be well, right? So don't worry about ungating too much. So all you do is to basically check if you're gated is to go on to the Amazon Marketplace on your Seller Central dashboard when you have an account, and you click, apply to sell or, start listing my product. And I'm going to give you an option of one or the other. I'm going to say you have to either get ungated or you have to apply to sell. And remember, if it says to get ungated, don't even worry about that. Let's just sell products that we can start making money with day one, right? Now, section number 3, test buy before scaling. So the test buy method is something I've stuck to since day one, because I've started with $250 to my name with Amazon, which it wasn't great. So you want to start with 3 to 5 units to prove demand. Now, all of the demand or information is in the data, right, on the 2 softwares that are pretty much priorities for Amazon, and I have a lot of videos on them if you want to check those out as well. But if you test buy with 3 to 5 products, you can see exactly how much you as a seller would sell that inventory. So there's many other sellers on the listing, but you want to figure out how much inventory you can sell as a specific seller on this listing. So just test buy with a few units and see how successful it is, and then continue to replenish or buy more units over time. So what this does is this reduces the risk and it prevents wasting money on slow movers. One of the biggest killers on Amazon outside of ungating is people buying products that don't sell fast. So if it sells 5 units a month or 1 unit a month, then it's going to take forever for you to make a lot of money, right? Because even if it's great ROI or profit, you have to wait all this time to actually make some money with the Amazon listing. So by test buying and seeing what moves fast, you can just continue to double down on what does well and erase what's not doing well, and add more products that you test buy that are doing well, and just rinse and repeat the process. It's literally what I've done since day one, right? Now, section 4, ordering in bulk from smaller retailers. So why start small? So easier to build relationships and get discounts. So many people mess up by focusing on big retailers and big suppliers like Walmart or Target. But remember, you want to fish where people aren't fishing, right? Everybody or every Amazon seller that's ever existed goes all the way to those big retailers to go to find products, right? So chances are they probably have already a better process or a faster process to find the products, and it's just not fair to you. So you actually want to go to smaller retailers, and you do this by literally just searching up a product in Google and seeing, what retailers or what potential suppliers carry the product. And you want to send them an email or give them a call and say, hey, can we buy 30 units of this product, or can we buy 50 units of this product? Because remember, retailers are direct to the consumer, meaning they sell 1 unit or 2 units whenever someone comes on the website to buy. So you have to kind of build a little bit of a relationship with them to buy 100 units or 200 units, because they might not have it in stock, or they might not be able to get it from their supplier, which is the manufacturer, right? So you want to go to these retailers and just ask them, hey, can you supply 50 units? And if they say yes, and chances are they'll probably give you a discount, but if they don't give you a discount, you can just request one. And now you're buying at a cheaper cost that nobody else is looking in the same direction that you are, right? Also, the benefit of buying bulk purchasing is consistent inventory. That way you don't have to keep going to the supplier like Target, which only allows 10 units per order, and keep hitting the checkout button, refresh the page, hit the checkout button, or same thing with Walmart. They only allow 12 units per order, where you have to keep hitting the checkout button and refreshing the page, right? It's kind of chaotic. So you just basically get consistent inventory, right, with bulk purchasing, because you're able to just stay in stock with 100 units or 50 units or 500 units over time. Now, section 5, using a prep center to stay remote. So like I talked about, what a prep center does, it literally handles labeling, packing, and shipping. So the prep center is like this mini warehouse where you just ship the products from your supplier to a prep center where they do all the packaging, prepping, and labeling for the products. Because Amazon, when a product comes into the warehouse, they require it to be already labeled or prepped in a certain way, meaning putting a little bit of like a plastic bag, it's a poly bag, to ensure that safety and other little requirements that they have. So a prep center does all of that for you, and they charge a per unit fee. So it could be 50 cents, $1, $1.50, $2, depending on what prep center you work with. And there's literally thousands everywhere across the world, many of them in your backyard probably, that ship these products to Amazon. So that way you can do it fully remote. It's what I've been doing for the past 3 years, because to me it's worth it to not have to deal with a product or a taping or a bubble wrap or anything confusing physical stuff. I can literally just pay a prep center per unit for however many units I ship into Amazon, have them handle it all for me, right? So this saves the time, makes the business 100% remote, and allows you to focus on more important stuff for the business, like finding new products to sell or handling anything is logistically with the business and with the Amazon selling account. But more importantly, just finding new products to sell, okay? Now, 6 rinse, repeat, and scale the process. So you want to build a portfolio and just reorder the proven winners that win consistently. So like I said, you test buy, you see what does well. If it doesn't do well, eliminate those products out of your catalog and just do more of what's working well. Then continue to source products and add them to your catalog. It's kind of a simple process, and you just want to reward your winners. Now expand gradually. So you want to add different suppliers and different categories as you grow. And this is going to happen as you continue to become ungated in different brands and different categories. You're able to sell more stuff. So over time, naturally, you're going to work with different suppliers, build relationships with them, and buy and sell their products. So that way you have 3 to 4 to 5 suppliers across your storefront. And now you can just buy, sell, rinse and repeat the process. And you're going to be getting auto-ungated in more brands and categories over time. So it's like a win-win-win as you continue to stick with it. So there we go. That's by far the easiest way and the quickest way to start Amazon. I hope I didn't take up too much of your time, but I wanted to be very direct and to the point. And if you have more questions, I have every video you can imagine on my channel, and it's continuing to get more videos on the channel to teach you how to start for Amazon FBA completely for free and to go from there. All right. So please subscribe and like the video. It's very, very much appreciated. I'm going to have, Amazon videos coming out every other day for literally the rest of your life. So please like and subscribe, and we'll go from there, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go.